You've heard of Wall Street moguls, savvy business tycoons, and real estate magnates. But have you ever considered the investments made by the guitar-strumming musician at your local bar or the drummer from your favorite rock band? If you analyze their choices in cold hard cash terms, you might be quick to label them the worst investors on the planet. The ridiculous ROI of musical instruments. Picture this: a teenager gets their first paycheck and instead of investing in stocks, or saving for a rainy day, they run to the nearest music store and fork out hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars on a shiny new guitar or a pristine set of drums. To the rational thinker, this might seem like a financial blunder of epic proportions. To make matters worse, this same teen will now spend triple hours, I'm pretty sure that's a legit measurement of time, practicing. They'll devote weekends to strumming, beating, and generally making a ruckus instead of taking up part-time jobs or learning about compound interest. Even more mind-boggling? As they get better, instead of cashing in immediately, they put in more hours rehearsing for a show, where they might just break even after accounting for gas, meals, and the occasional string replacement. If you ran these numbers through any investment calculator, you'd probably end up with a screen that says, "Are you out of your mind?" Why musicians are actually genius investors. But let's flip the script here. See, most people look at investments as a numbers game, money in, money out. But what if we considered emotions, joy, and soul nourishing as returns? The sheer ecstasy a musician feels when hitting that perfect note, the spine-tingling sensation when the audience sings back, or the profound connection they feel when jamming with fellow musicians is something no stock or bond can offer. It's not just priceless, it's soul-enriching. Musicians, in their irrational investment strategies, have tapped into a secret that many traditional investors might never understand. It's not always about the tangible returns. It's about the joy, the journey, and the irreplaceable experiences. Music, a gift from God or just pure insanity? Some might argue, is this unquantifiable joy a divine gift or sheer lunacy? When you see a musician lost in their music, eyes closed, and swaying to a rhythm only they can feel, it's easy to think that they have a direct hotline to the divine. Or perhaps, they just forgot to pay their sanity bills for the month. Whether you see it as a spiritual experience or just a wild, reckless passion, there's no denying the magic that music brings into our lives. For musicians, this magic is a daily experience, a living reality. And frankly, that's an investment return that Wall Street can never promise. In defense of the irrational musician. So yes, by conventional standards, musicians might be downright terrible with their money and time. They are the rebels, the misfits, the ones who never got the memo about proper investing. But before we judge, let's remember, isn't life itself an irrational investment? We pour time into relationships that may or may not last. Spend money on experiences that are fleeting, and often chase dreams with uncertain outcomes. And yet, these are the things that make life rich and meaningful. Musicians remind us that sometimes, the best investments are the ones that feed our souls, make us feel alive, and connect us to something greater. And if that's the measure, then musicians are, without a doubt, the smartest investors around. To the non-musician, a $2,000 guitar or countless hours in a dimly lit rehearsal room might seem like poor choices. But for the musician, these bad investments are tickets to a world filled with joy, passion, and soulful connections. So, the next time you see a musician lugging around heavy equipment or practicing tirelessly for a small gig, tip your hat, or better yet, buy them a drink. They might just be the wisest investor in the room, laughing all the way to the emotional bank. In the grand symphony of life, while some play it safe with their investments, musicians boldly chase the high notes, reminding us that sometimes the heart knows better than the wallet. Cheers to the worst, and best, investors we know. Did you enjoy this take on musicians and investment resonate with you, or perhaps strike a chord, pun intended? We'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts, experiences, and maybe even your own musical investment stories down in the comments section. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. We have a treasure trove of content coming your way, filled with humor, insights, and more musical musings. Dive into the conversation and let's keep the rhythm going. Until next time, keep investing in what you love.